Hi everyone, welcome. I hope you are all doing great. This is MJ and this is a pick a card reading for the hidden energies. What is it that you don't see happening, working in the background, perhaps impacting you or your situation, or what you don't see coming in the near future? You have 3 piles to choose from. Feel free to pause the video at the beginning and take as much time as you need to choose the pile that speaks to you the most. In every pile, we have an oracle card and 4 tarot cards from 4 different tarot decks, okay? Please remember, as always, this will be a general read. It may apply to any area of your life, so you need to listen with an open mind, use your judgment and your intuition to pick out the pieces that resonate with you and apply them to your specific situation, and leave out the rest as that may be a message for someone else, okay? Without further ado, if you chose pile number 1, this is what's in cards for you, okay? Starting with the oracle card, you have card number 38, to be fair. 38 sums up to 11, a very spiritual number. I'm not a numerologist, but I even have 11 in the name of my channel, right? So 11 is a very spiritual number, one of the most spiritual numbers out there, sometimes considered a portal number, okay? But I'm not a numerologist, and there's a lot of talking that we could do about numbers, so I won't. If you're drawn to number 11, you may want to check that out for additional details. There may be an extra message for you out there, okay? Let's see what's in the tarot cards. From the Angels Tarot, we have the 8 of Wands. From the In-Between Tarot, we have the 7 of Wands moving to the 8 of Wands. Very interesting. From the Quantum Tarot, we have the King of Wands. And then from the Shadowscapes Tarot, you have the 5 of Wands. Okay, so you only have Wands energy, fire. Very intense. It may already be, or it may be exactly what you don't see coming, the intensity, okay? And I want to reorder the cards a little bit, just because they are all Wands. I want to actually put them in this order. From the 5 of Wands to the King, let's start with the Oracle. The To Be Fair card definitely resembles the Justice card from the Tarot. Is about being fair, about being just, doing the right thing, okay? Making your choices following the principle of justice and being fair, weighting your options, choosing, okay? Now with the owl on her head, it is about following your inner wisdom. It can be wisdom gained through, experience, education, but it may be your inner knowing, intuition, instinct, gut feeling, however you want to call it, okay? Now what I see from the tarot cards is the 5 of Wands is a card of a competition. It can be a playful competition where a group of people is competing with each other, but in fact they're working towards achieving the same goal. That's where the competition is playful. But it can be an actual competition. It may be about taking part in a recruitment process, for example, or some kind of a business bid, okay? Or it can be a competition around the person you're interested in or you're already dealing with. Again, remember, it can apply to any area of your life. But what I'm getting from this card is, first of all, there are a lot of foxes. Foxes are playful, curious, ready to take action, but they are also observant. They take time to observe before they pursue whatever it is that they want, okay? But foxes are also about deception and lies. It may be about you preparing yourself and taking your time before you enter the competition. So preparing yourself, observing, in order to maybe set your eyes on the prize. But this is also about being mindful of the fact that people you compete with may be deceitful. They may not act honestly. And this is also about you when you take part in a competition. This is reminding you to be, with the To Be Fair card, to be fair, right? So that you don't turn into that deceitful fox, okay? Now what I'm also getting from this card is there are a lot of foxes jumping. There's chaos to some extent, and whatever, because I think it's hunting. And then we have this rabbit here, or a hare, whatever that is, but it's running away. It feels that the competition may get so intense that in this chaos and competition between those involved, whatever is the prize or the goal may run away, because the focus is not on the goal, but the focus is on the competition itself, okay? Take it as it resonates with you, but I really do think you may be either entering a competition, you may already be a part of it, okay? With the Seven of Wands coming up next, the Seven of Wands is primarily a card of, to me, a card of protecting something that you have achieved, with the Six of Wands being the prior card that is a card of success, okay? I think with the Seven of Wands you may be in a position where you need to protect something or fight for something, okay? And with that competitiveness from the Five of Wands, I think it's more about fighting for something that you desire. And you may be fighting for it together with someone, right? With those two people in that particular card, you may be entering that competition. You see how they run. You may be entering this competition with someone. So it, again, may be business related and can be some kind of I lost the word, okay? Any kind of competition out there, doesn't have to be job related, but you may be entering this process with someone, okay? Now the Eight of Wands coming up next. From the Angels Tarot, this card primarily speaks about grandeur. It does bring a feeling of some kind of an achievement, achieving something successfully, okay? Getting to a place or getting a thing that you desired, okay? But the Eight of Wands is a card of intense and undisturbed communication. It can be talking, it can be online, texting, emailing, it can be some kind of a negotiation. I'm also getting this. And it may be a card of quick and very intense events, okay? So things, when they kick off, they just move very quickly and very intensively, and there are no obstacles on their way, okay? So there is some kind of competition that you're either already taking part in, or you will be entering on your own or with someone, and you are being reminded to be fair within that competition, but also to be mindful that people around you may not be fair, okay? As soon as you enter that, there may be a need to fight for whatever that is. It may not be a playful competition, but you're ready to do this. It doesn't have to be a toxic fight, but there may be a need to put some additional effort. Or for someone else, it may be about protecting something, as I said, from that competition, okay? But things will start happening extremely quickly. They may sweep you off your feet, okay? It may be feeling really like your world is kind of on fire, okay? But I think you're heading towards success with this grandeur, and also with the King of Wands showing up. This is being an authority, as with every king. And also the king is the master of the suits. So in this case, this is the King of Fire. So it seems that the competition that is happening here, it will be very intense. It will require effort. It will even require some kind of a fight or a protective energy from your side, but it leads you to victory. But again, I think with the king, it is you who is reminded to act fair, you know, like a just king. Use your position of authority to do the right thing, okay? Maybe be a little merciful towards your competitors, whatever that is, okay? Again, it may be a very specific message for someone out there. But what I'm also thinking with the To Be Fair card, I said it's about weighing options and choosing. It may be a prompt to you to choose wisely which competitions you enter and where you engage your energy, okay? It may be that for someone out there, just because of how those cards show up, you know, they run into this direction on this card. This angel is turning towards the king. For someone out there, it may even be about withdrawing yourself or not entering a competition. It may be about making the right choice of not taking part in whatever chaos that is with all those foxes, okay? So again, take it as resonates, because that's a general read, but I really think that it is you who is being reminded to act fairly, do the right thing, always act in a wise way. Remember that the King of Wands, as the master of the fire energy, he controls his fire, his passions, his desires, his ambitions. He is ambitious, definitely. He's creative. He's a very energetic and charismatic leader, right? But he controls his fire. So even when he takes part in a competition, he's not allowing his desires to take over him. So he does not become in any way violent, right? Like when I said there may be a need to protect or fight for something, that fight still needs to be fair, okay? I'm looking at the cards, thinking if there's anything else, but I think I've said it all and I will just be repeating myself. You definitely need to use your inner wisdom and some kind of a common sense, but also your intuition, to perhaps choose whether you want to enter a conflict or a competition. If you are already in, maybe you don't have a choice, maybe you're just a part of a competitive event, then you are definitely prompted to be fair, to act in a just way, but be mindful that people around you may not be fair, okay? And I will leave it there. I hope that was helpful. Okay, sorry for that. I had to pause the recording for a second. I hope whoever chose pile number 1 found the message helpful, and now we will move to pile number 2. If this is the pile that you've chosen, this is what's in the cards for you. Starting with the oracle card, you have card number 2. This is Yin. Okay. And then within the tarot cards, we have the King of Cups from the Angels Tarot. 4 of Cups moving towards the 5 of Cups from the In-Between Tarot. Interesting, 5 of Cups from the Quantum Tarot. And the 2 of Pentacles from the Shadowscapes Tarot. Okay. And what I think I need to reorder this a little bit that way. I think so. Okay. Starting with the Oracle card, Yin, number 2. You know, we have the card number 2. There's this couple in the 4 of Wands, and we have the 2 of Pentacles. Number 2 may be of relevance for you. The Yin card is feminine energy, and feminine energy is always a little more passive than masculine energy. And in this particular card, this feminine energy is about receptivity, being receptive, okay, to things that are coming your way. And being attentive so that you realize and see when they come, okay? This is some kind of a vessel or a fountain. It also resembles a cup, okay? So for some reason it made me feel of the 2 of Cups, or maybe an Ace of Cups, but the Cups energy, and we do have 3 cards of Cups within the tarot. So there's something about water energy, something about emotions, being receptive to emotions perhaps. But this is this passive energy that is asking you not to take action, but rather wait for things to unfold for you, okay? Now, We have the Four of Cups moving to the Five of Cups and the Five of Cups, okay? Four of Cups is a card of discontentment. It is a card of not being happy with what we have and not realizing that whatever it is that we dream of, that we think would give us happiness, is actually already there, we already have it, or it's extremely close, but we don't realize this. It's this discontent in the situation that we're in. We're moving towards happiness, and contentment is actually very close if we just look around and perhaps be receptive, okay? In this particular deck, the in between, the Four of Cups is already moving towards Five of Cups, which is a card of regret, a loss. It may even be grieving. To me, in this particular deck, it speaks of the split up of this couple. It's like not really being satisfied with this relationship, and someone out there is already one foot. Maybe they are in their head, they are already away from that relationship, but there's some kind of a split up and discontentment from the current situation. And then with the Five of Cups, we're moving towards that energy of, as I said, a regret, some kind of a loss. Can even be grieving, though I don't really feel grieving in here. What I think is it is either starting already, or it's something that you may not be seeing, but I think, and it may be a very specific message for just one person out there, there is some kind of emotional discontent, and I really do think there may be a split up, okay, in a relationship. You may not see it coming yet, though I think you may feel that already. It may be even you deciding to split up. For others, it may be some kind of a loss or regret of your past decision, perhaps, okay? And for others, it is just a continuation of that discontent from the Four of Cups. It's just like a doubled message of missing something or missing someone. Now with the King of Cups, there is healing coming. The King of Cups is the master of the water element, so he is absolutely in tune with his emotions, and he controls them, never the other way around. The emotions don't control that king. So it may be a person, that may actually be a person showing up in your life, and can be like a father figure, a therapist, some kind of a doctor, but someone who perhaps helps you heal those emotions of regret, grief, dissatisfaction. It may be you, right? See, this card is about restitution. You may not see this. So it also says finds stolen objects and discovers the person responsible. This is about this angel, right? So see, there is a loss of something, and then there's restitution. Something is lost, but it seems it's coming back. What I'm thinking is, you may have lost your emotional satisfaction, contentment, happiness in a situation, whatever that situation is. It can be a relationship, a job, whatever. You may have lost, or you are losing. It may be about this split up that I said, but there's definitely either a regret or missing something that is no longer in your life. But then boom, with the King of Cups and with this angel, there's restitution. So it seems it's coming back, even though it may not necessarily, it was maybe stolen, because it says find stolen objects, but maybe it was just lost, but maybe also someone just took something away from you and it's coming back. Now it doesn't have to be exactly the same thing that was taken away from you, or something that you've lost. It doesn't have to be exactly the same thing. It can take a different form. Sometimes we are losing something, something is taken away from us, so that the universe can actually change it for something better, right? And what I'm also thinking with the Two of Pentacles is actually this restitution comes in a form of many things, not one, maybe two, but it may be multiple. What I'm thinking is that actually, if you are receptive and kind of passive and allow things to unfold, I think whatever it is that you've lost or you're just missing, you're feeling discontent about, this thing is coming into your life or coming back. It may not necessarily be in the way that you envision it to be. It may be in a different form, but it's coming back, and it's actually coming back in a multitude of options. What I think is that if you will be patient enough and receptive enough, and you will wait for things to unfold, you will actually gain more. Whatever it is that you feel you've lost or you're discontent about, you will have actually a choice of what you want to substitute this with. And then you will have to make a wise choice and weigh those options to make sure that you choose the right one. Okay? That's what I am thinking that you don't see coming. Is this something that you are discontent about, or you are regretting something, or you are just missing something, dwelling in the past, dwelling yourself in discontent? Whatever it is, it's coming back your way if you just allow yourself to be passive a little bit. Don't take action, just wait for it to come, and then you will be given options to choose from. So you will even gain more than what is it that you've lost or that you're missing. Okay? With the Two of Pentacles, this is about remaining balanced. Maybe about being flexible and adjusting yourself with the situation, but this is also about making logical choices that are based on common sense and logic, obviously, but not on disturbed emotions. And this is where the King of Cups comes into play. I said he's in control. He's the master of water energy. He's in control of his emotions. So this is what it's prompting you to do, is to put your emotions aside for a second. And when you're finally given the chance to choose, don't choose based on your disturbed emotions. Don't make hasty choices based on temporary emotions, but put your mind into it, okay? Okay, let's leave it there. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that was helpful. Let's move to pile number 3. So if you chose pile number 3, this is what's in the cards for you. We're starting with, nice, I really like this card, the deeper knowing. Deep knowing, I'm sorry. See, for some reason I said deeper, so maybe it is getting even deeper. This is a card number 43, summing up to 7. Again, a very spiritual number. If you're drawn to it, you may want to check it out for additional details. Deep knowing is definitely about listening to your intuition. It may be about listening to your knowledge that is based on experience and education, but definitely listening to your instinct, your gut, your intuition, as I said, with the owl, okay? That element of wisdom, okay? Owl is a very interesting bird. It can see very well in the dark as well as in the light. So it tells me that within deep knowing, I think you are able to move within the darkness of your deep knowing. Okay, I think that you are able to move around that in a skillful way. Hope that makes sense. From the Angels Tarot, you have the 8 of Swords. From the In-Between Tarot, you have the Hermit. And I immediately want to put this card with the deep knowing. From the Quantum Tarot, you have the Devil. And then from the Shadowscapes, you have the 5 of Swords. Okay? So a very interesting combination of cards, and definitely deep knowing with the Hermit. Hermit is all about deep knowing, going within to find answers, solutions, guidance. The Hermit is using his knowledge that is based on his, as I said, education, experience, whatever he went through, that became part of his experience, and he has taken lessons out of it. So he's going within to find the light, that direction, okay? So those two cards are definitely a perfect match, and they are just like reinforcing the same message, okay? Now we have the Eight of Swords, the Devil, and the Five of Swords. The Eight of Swords from the Angels Tarot primarily says truth and justice, protection from enemies who would steal one's fortune. Truth and justice and protection from enemies, this is what I'm getting. Now, Eight of Swords is a card of being stuck. Stuck in your thoughts, unable to make a choice, you're being tied up, including a blindfold on your eyes, you're overthinking something, and that keeps you stuck in the same place. You cannot move, you cannot make any move forward, okay? Now, the Devil card is all about being stuck and held in captivity. So those two cards, again, they almost reinforce the same message, right? But with the Devil, the trick is that we are putting the Devil's chains on ourselves, or even if it's an external circumstance, let's call it, that is putting the chains on us, we are always able to take those chains off on our own. If we only want to. It's about realizing that we can free ourselves at any time that we want. Devil is a toxic energy, okay? It may be about toxic people, toxic environment. It may be about your own toxic thinking. With the Eight of Swords, I said it's this overthinking. Swords are about our thoughts. So this is primarily, to me, a card of someone holding themselves stuck with their own thoughts in this overthinking, spending so much time thinking about something that you just cannot move, okay? The Devil can also be about a toxic energy such as addictions. So it may be being stuck and not able to move. Perhaps you're taken over some kind of an addiction, okay? The Devil can mean also a toxic person, okay? And then we have the Five of Swords, which is a card of conflict, and it can be an inner conflict with the Swords energy, but this is also about some kind of unhealthy competition, or I want to say being aware that you may be manipulated by someone or something, okay? The situation may be unclear, or someone may be trying to manipulate you, that toxic energy that I said. And I also said that in the Eight of Swords, in a traditional picture on this card, the person has the blindfold on their eyes. So it may be someone with this Devil and the Five of Swords. It may be someone who's trying to manipulate you, and perhaps they are putting words and thoughts into your head that keep you stuck. Perhaps it makes you think that you're not worthy, not good enough, or of whatever that is. But there's a huge, a very intense feeling of toxic influence, external, on you, being manipulated by someone. Or for some of you out there, it may be that it's you holding yourself stuck. You may be this Devil holding yourself in the toxic ways of thinking. Someone out there may be actually fighting with an addiction, okay? That may be the case as well. And you may be manipulated, if not by someone, then it may be your own toxic thinking that is manipulating you into that toxic place, okay? Take it as it resonates. There are many options. I mean, there are many meanings for as many of you out there, right? But what is interesting is that this card is number 14. I don't know if you can see that, but it sums up to 5. So we have 5, and then we also have the Five of Swords. 5 is a number of change, okay? There may be a need, well, not maybe, there is a need to free yourself from whatever that toxicity is, if it's a person or if it's yourself that is acting toxic on you, holding yourself in captivity of toxic thinking, limited thinking patterns, there is a need to be aware that there is some kind of a manipulation going on in order to keep you in this stuck place, in this captivity. Now, the deep knowing and the hermit cards both show up to tell you what is it that you should do. Follow your inner knowing. You know exactly what to do to free yourself up. Okay? Whether it's from yourself to move forward, truth and justice, what I said at the beginning, right? Truth and justice, and this toxic energy is definitely not truth and justice. This is actually lies, deception, and injustice, right? So there's a need to free yourself from some kind of captivity or injustice, or someone is not saying the truth to you and you are being manipulated. Now, if you only allow yourself to listen to your inner knowing, to your intuition, you know exactly what to do to free yourself up. And that's as easy as I said it. There's almost nothing else to add. You have all the resources that you need to make the right decision. You may not realize that someone is manipulating you, but then if you really listen to, if you allow your intuition, if you ask yourself, how do I feel about this situation? And if you feel anger, anxiety, fear, then that will suggest to you that the situation is not right. Then you need to go a little deeper within yourself and find that solution. So what do I do now? If I feel discontent, fear, anger, maybe anxiety about something, what do I do to move away from that? How do I heal that? It may be about taking some time out. It may be a long time, a withdrawal. You may need to be alone. You know, if this is someone that is manipulating you, then you may definitely need some time out and alone so you can listen to your own thoughts, not someone, whatever they are pouring into your ears, manipulating you, but you need some time alone so that you can find your own truth, and that will help you to free yourself from the devil's energy. Okay? I will leave it there. I hope that was helpful. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, please let me know. Please subscribe. I would be more than happy to have you as a subscriber on my channel. And I hope to see you next time. And until then, as always, please take care of yourself. Bye.